Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected, and each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now, imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform. Doesn't Odoo sound amazing? Let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Any change in guys not going today?
Yeah, so we left some guys home to rehab. Those being Cager, Gunner, Flott, Geo, Long, Sutherland, Adams, McFadden, Johnson, Deontay, and Runyon. Everybody else will be here doing something.
Brian, what Daniel does today, does that have any bearing on your decision to see if he plays on Saturday?
No.
Do you have to tell your guys anything specific? What do you tell them going into this practice? Obviously, the last time you joined practice with Detroit, you guys end up getting fined.
Let's have a good practice. Yeah. I mean, let's go out there and do our job and have a good practice. We don't want to fight. Said that the last time. So, not looking to...
Maybe that didn't work last time then, if that's the case. You have to say something different?
Other than, let's not fight.
Do you have consequences for it, like Jared Mail?
Yeah, I mean, looking to have a good practice today is what we're doing.
Brian, you talked the other day about Sauce Gardner. What impressed you about him?
Yeah, there's not much that doesn't. Really good cover corner. Can play man-to-man. Good eyes, can read the quarterback. He's a hell of a college player, and he's turned into a hell of a NFL player. One of the best in the league.
Hey, Jets defense has been in the top 5 the last few years. What makes, when you watch them, what makes them so good?
They play fast, they're aggressive, they're assignment sound. Coach Sala does a great job. We've competed plenty of times. When I was at Buffalo, he was at San Francisco, obviously here. So assignment sound, they kind of do what they do. They do it fast, and they have a lot of good players.
Is Runyon a concern for week 1?
No.
Newman's been getting more reps with the ones. What have you seen from him to prompt that?
Well, he's done a good job. So we've done it. We do it with a lot of guys too, Dan. We're in training camp still, so people get opportunities and see him against different players and work with different guys in the back end, whether it's secondary, offensive line. That's what training camp's for. So he's done a nice job. He's smart, instinctive player. Keep on improving him.
Tommy he was the second quarterback up when you started live drills the other day. It was only one snap. Was there anything to that?
Yeah, Drew wasn't going to make that potential throw yet, so there was a potential throw in there that Tommy. Yeah. So he's still coming back and working his way through things. He'll come out here. He'll do individual today. We'll back off on him in the team drills. Drew.
Your offensive line did nicely on Saturday. Is this a good test for them today against this group?
Yeah, again, we all know this is practice, so it's not live. You can't hit the quarterback and things like that, but certainly going against another good defensive front is important. But again, practice the right way, do it the right way. But again, it's good to practice against different players with different skill sets, different schemes, much like it was against Detroit. It's really no different.
Brian, do you judge these, when you study these practice reps, do you judge them the exact same as you would have if it's not a joint practice?
Yeah, it's practice, Paul. So it's against a different team. There's usually a little bit more intensity just because you haven't practiced against them for the last 3 weeks. But Coach Sal and I have talked. Let's do it the right way. Let's keep people off the ground, stay away from the quarterback. All the type of things you do with your team, we want to do together with both of our teams.
Do you As far as Gunner, Flott, and McFadden, any week one concerns about any of them?
Yeah, I'd say they're all week to week. Flott's closer, but all the other guys are week to week.
Two guys that came back yesterday, the rookies, Phillips and Tracy.
Yeah.
Will they get more today or pretty much similar than yesterday?
Yeah. Tracy's not even on the injury report, and Phillips will get more reps.
Brian, when we talked to Coach Sala earlier, he was talking about how he's kind of observed over the past couple of years a country club sort of mentality that's become pervasive in sports, and not just football, but all sports, and that's one of the reasons he's chosen to try to make training camp and practices harder. Would you say that's something that you've kind of observed as well? And if so, how do you combat it?
Well, I was talking about it with, I can't remember who it was today. This is almost 24 years, so when I started in the NFL in 2000, it was a lot different. And times change. There's more information. Sports science is more involved. There's more people that are talking about practice schedules and making sure you're taking care of the athletes the best you can. So I think it's just evolved. It's just like players aren't the same as they were in 2000 as they are right now. They grew up different. There's different things around them, so you have to adapt and adjust as a coach or as an organization. It's not the same as it was, again, back in 2000 as it is in 2024 with really anything.
Brian, yesterday you used Darius Muaso, I don't know how you pronounce it, the UCLA rookie with the ones. I mean, is that just a chance to give him a good look or what?
Well, we're down on linebackers too, so we have to continue to get him ready to go, and that's what we're trying to do.
How do you plan on handling your wide receiver rotation with Darius and Jalen Hyatt? We've seen them kind of mix in, especially Darius in different spots
Sure.
all throughout the summer. And even yesterday, he was, at least for the day, he was there. So
Yeah.
get more of the reps along with him.
I'd say they're all going to get reps, those four of those guys. You need to do that. We have a lot of different personnel groupings, like sometimes 3 could be in, 2 could be in, a different 3 set could be in, 4, a different 4. We have a plethora, I would say, of different personnel groupings, how we call it, what we're practicing. So all those guys will get reps.
Seems like Hyatt did some stuff at the 2s and 3s yesterday, though, which you really haven't seen.
Well, that was a we were doing a 2-minute situation, so we used 3 receivers, 1, 2. I mean, we did it a couple weeks back, and it was a little bit different. So instead of not practicing the 4th guy, if you will, with putting him off and letting 3 guys go, we just give them the reps to practice 2 minutes. It was the exact same situations.
What stands out to you, Brian, about Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, he's another good selection. Got quickness, ability to beat man-to-man coverage, good hands, can run a variety of routes, can really affect the game in I'd say all 3 phases, short, intermediate, and deep. Good football player.
Dave, with Malik, you guys have talked going all the way back to the draft about the competitor he is, and you've seen him compete this summer. I'm curious to come into a situation like this where competitive energy would be up. What are you watching from him and what he shows today, especially if he's going up against matchups that everybody else is
Sure.
talking about?
Yeah, again, not much different than Detroit. So we're practicing against another team. Go out there and compete against their players, their different skill sets, and he will.
When you compete in practice and end games against the Jets, their team you obviously share the area with the state. How much more weight does it hold? Do you think with players and the mindset, the rivalry?
Yeah, you asked this question last year too. Same exact way, but that's okay. Again, we're respectful to. Yeah, that's okay. I got a lot of respect for Coach Sala, how he does things. It's good competition. They're obviously in the AFC, but we're in the same state, so it's always important when you're practicing against the teams that you're right next to one another. They got a lot of good players. They got a good coaching staff. It would be a good opportunity to get down and practice.
What have you seen from Theo Johnson the last couple weeks that's allowed him to get reps with the starters?
Yeah, he's again much like all the rookies. I would say they're continuing to learn, how we do things. They're playing faster. I know Nubin. Somebody asked about Nubin. I think it was you, Dan. They're playing faster. When you know what to do, you're allowed to do that. Plus, he's big. He's fast. He hasn't made a lot of mental errors for a rookie. We've lined him up in multiple spots. and he's been productive with the opportunities that he's had.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
There's no better place to watch live TV this fall than Hulu Plus Live TV. Why? Because you get your favorite sports like football, local channels, shows, and so much more. Plus, get Hulu's entire streaming library with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus included with your plan. No long-term contracts or hidden fees. Don't wait. Start your 3-day free trial of Hulu Plus Live TV today. Live TV plan required. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for new and eligible returning subscribers only if available. Terms and restrictions apply. Learn more at hulu.com.